dear students. In today's class, let us continue our lesson, the gifts of nature. Okay, so in our previous class, we learned the importance of nature, our environment, what are the gifts of nature, which animals are on the verge of extinction, and what is our moral duty. In a detailed way, we have learnt in our previous class, right? So in today's class, let us continue and learn some more important things that we have to follow, or how to protect trees, why we should not cut forest or destroy forest, should not cut trees, and how to save our wild animals. So everything let us learn in our today's class. So before that, let us just recall what we have learned. How much you remember, we'll just check now. Okay, so your first question is, what are the gifts of nature? In your previous class you learnt it, right? And I asked few questions. These questions only I asked at the end of my class, you remember? Okay, so now answer yourself. What are the gifts of nature? Yes, there are many gifts the nature has given us. Which are they? Animals, birds, oceans, seas, streams, rivers, earth, everything are the most beautiful gifts the nature has given us, right? Okay, your second question is, what is our moral duty? What is our moral duty? Our moral duty is to preserve our nature, to safeguard our nature, including everything, animals, birds, or trees, or protecting everything which the God has given to us. Okay, so and your last question is, which animals are on the verge of extinction? There are many species of birds and animals are on the verge of extinction, okay, because of the selfish desires of humans. He is hunting some of the rare species of birds and animals to make money, okay, to fulfill his selfish needs. He is killing the animals and some rare species of birds also, and is also another way we can say that he is destroying the forest where these animals are living, so that they cannot, if there is no home for them, they cannot survive, they cannot multiply. Okay, so that's why here the answer for that, which animals are on the verge of extinction, means there are many tigers, lions, and many more animals, and many number of birds are on the verge of extinction, and the reason is, reasons are many, but human beings are the first and foremost reason for those for the extinction of such rare species of birds and animals. So up to here we have learnt in our previous class, children. I hope you recalled everything. Now let us just move on and continue our lesson. Page number 89 and paragraph number 3 today. Okay, you have to concentrate while reading and you have to follow my reading as well. To most of us, the ocean is an endless expanse of water where there are countless fishes. But today, we are making the ocean dirty by throwing tons and tons of refuse into the rivers and oceans. This is known as water pollution. Huge ships sometimes sink in bad weather and oil spreads over the surface of the ocean, thus preventing fishes and water creatures from breathing. We have to be careful if we wish to preserve the waters for the fishes and sea creatures. To most of us, the ocean is an endless expanse of water. The oceans or seas are very vast, right? Where there are countless fishes live underwater. But today, we are making the ocean dirty by throwing tons and tons of refuse into the rivers and oceans. Here, refuse means, it's not refusing something. Here, refuse means waste materials, okay. Some factories and all, they leave the waste materials, liquid, to these rivers and oceans or seas, and what happens, slowly and gradually the water of the ocean get polluted, and it will affect the fishes who live in these oceans and seas or rivers. Okay, so but today we are making the ocean dirty by throwing tons and tons of refuse into the rivers and oceans. This is known as water pollution. So we humans are so heartless that in spite of knowing the effect of leaving such harmful chemicals to the rivers and oceans, we are doing that. So because of that, many living organisms like fishes and many other sea creatures, those are living in oceans and seas or rivers, they are being affected. Okay, so as a result we get water pollution there. Huge ships sometimes sink in bad weather and oil spreads over the surface of the ocean, thus preventing fishes and water creatures from breathing. Sometimes what happens, because of the cyclonic effect or some bad weather and some other problems, the ships sink into the water, and all of a sudden we cannot remove oil from the tank of the ship, and it spills out and it will mix with the water of the seas or the oceans. And what happens? So what will be the result of it then? It prevents the fishes to breathe. When these oil spreads over the surface of the water, by that time the fishes, they cannot breathe and they die. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful if we wish to preserve the waters for the fishes and sea creatures. So if we want, they are also the living creatures like us, they are also having the right to live like us. So that's why if we want to give them their right to preserve themselves and live by themselves, by that time we should be very, very careful. We should not leave any waste water or the chemical filled water to the rivers or the oceans or the seas to what we can say, it will be polluted. The water get polluted because of it. So being humans, we are called ourselves as the most intelligent creatures on this earth. We have more thinking capacity than other living creatures in this universe. We are calling like that for us, right? So if we have that power of thinking, we should think what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Being humans, being a responsible citizen of one particular country, we should know our responsibility, and we should understand the value of the lives of other organisms also. Okay, so that is the explanation of this paragraph. Now we will move on to fourth paragraph. If you ever go for a picnic on the banks of a river, be careful not to throw your waste paper and tins and bottles into the river. Avoid washing dirty dishes in the river. Help to keep the river water clean and usable. Okay, so though the oceans or the seas are very vast and huge amount of water it contains, but we cannot use it for the purpose of drinking or many other things, right? The rivers, lakes or wells, ponds are the main source of water for us to live. Not only for humans, for all living organisms. Most of the living organisms, they depend on this water only, the pure water, river water or the well water or the pond, lake water and all. We cannot use the oceans or seas water for most of our, to fulfill our most of our needs. Okay, so whenever you go for a picnic, you carry along with you the water bottles you carry some snacks along with you carry some eatables along with you. So after having your snacks or drinking water, what do you do with those things like plastic covers or plastic bottles, and what do you do? Most of us, what we do, we throw there itself, right? Because in most of the place, if you go for a picnic spot to the streams or the midst of the nature you go, there will not be any dustbins over there. So what you have to do, what you will do, you throw there. We throw there and come, right? We will not think what will happen for that next. What we have to do, we have to take some precautionary measures. We have to carry along with us one plastic bag. We have to keep everything or put everything inside that, and after coming back, wherever you find the dustbins, you can put it in it, or you can, after coming back, you can throw it to your dustbin at home, right? That is the main thing we have to do. We should be very, very careful about it. All the waste paper, tins and bottles, don't throw into the river. Don't do that, because all these things make that river water dirty and polluted also. Okay. Avoid washing dirty clothes. Don't wash dirty clothes or your vessels and all in the river water. Help to keep the river water clean and usable, because as I told you, those are the only means of fresh water sources that we are using. We will get, okay. So here paragraph number 5. Trees are said to be green gold. They are so valuable to us that we cannot live without them. It is necessary to cut down trees in order to build our houses and for furniture. But we should also plant more and more trees to maintain ecological balance. This is seldom done. We should help by planting saplings in the parks and along roadsides. We should see to it that cattle do not destroy the young plants. Trees are said to be green gold. Trees are called as green gold. Why? It is, gold is very precious. No, we take care of it. We buy gold. We keep it in a locker. Each and every time we are aware of our gold ornaments and all, because it's so precious. So as trees, that's why it is called as green gold. Okay, green gold it is called because they are very precious. They are so valuable to us that we cannot live without them. Without trees we cannot survive, right? Because it gives us oxygen, without which we cannot survive, we cannot live. It is necessary to cut down trees to make furniture or to build houses and all. We have to cut down trees. But that doesn't mean that you should destroy the entire forest. What you have to do, if you cut one tree, you have to plant at least 2 saplings over there. Saplings means here young plants. You have to plant the young plants. You have to take care of it until it grows. Okay, so after that it will grow by itself, and if you grow a tree, it will give oxygen to you. It makes the air, it purifies the air, the trees. Okay, so that's why it is called as green gold. It is valuable. But we should also plant more and more trees to maintain ecological balance. Ecological balance here, all living organisms are coexisted. We are depending on each other in this one particular environment, right? So that balance we have to maintain. We have to think, being the most intelligent creatures on this earth, we have to think that the other living organisms also have the right to live. So that ecological balance we have to maintain. So we all living creatures are interlinked. We are coexisted. Okay, so that thing should be there in our mind, but this is seldom done, means not always done. We are not taking care of anything here. We should help by planting saplings in the parks and along roadsides. We should see to it that cattle do not destroy the young plants, or in the parks, on the roadside, in your yard. You can plant the saplings, take care of it. It purify the air in your surroundings, and it gives oxygen to breathe also. So that thing you have to do and take care of it. If you plant sapling on the roadside, you have to make some fence to it so that the cattle or the cows will not come and eat such plants. So until few years it grows to the certain age, you have to take care of it. After that it will grow by itself. So all these necessary measures you have to take to maintain ecological balance, and trees if you plant, automatically the ecological balance will it will be balanced in nature. So trees are called as, what are the trees are called as? Trees are called as green gold. Okay, because the trees are very valuable, very important for all of us, for our survival. So that's why the trees are called as green gold here. Paragraph number 6. If you go out on a trek, remember to be very careful when you light the campfire. the fire must be put out before you leave the camp to avoid accidental forest fire. Many number of people, they go for trekking, okay, to the mountains, to the smallest hills, to the forest and all. By that time should be very, very careful. If you are staying in the tips of the mountains, then you have to lit a campfire. Fire you have to lit up. Okay. So next morning when you return back from that place, what you have to do? You should check that the fire was properly it is put out, okay, properly put out before you leave the camp to avoid accidental forest fire, because the one ray of that fire, one spark of that fire will destroy the entire forest. Many incidences the forest gets fires only because of such reasons, okay. Some irresponsible humans, when they go there, if they do all these things, the automatically, because especially during summer, okay, when you lit up a campfire, if you not put out properly, by that time one spark of that fire, because during the summer season all the leaves will be so dry, and automatically if the wind blows, one spark of fire will burn the entire forest. So you should be very, very careful whenever we go for a trek. We have to put out the fire properly, we have to check it properly. Paragraph number 7. We all admire flowers in a garden. A well-kept lawn is a joy to behold. In a city, a nursery of flowers is such a lovely sight that it makes us feel we should plant one in our home. We all admire or love the flowers in our garden. We feel very happy, you know, when the flowers bloom, the roses bloom in our garden, when the butterflies comes and bees comes and sits on it and sucks the nectar, right? We feel very happy. It's like a beautiful sight for our eyes. A well-kept lawn, especially in parks, or you may have in some of your houses, a joy to behold. In a city, a nursery of flowers is such a lovely sight that it makes us feel we should plant one in our home. When you go for a nursery, you feel that, okay, it's a beautiful sight, I want one this flower, and you take it home and plant there, and when that plant gives a beautiful flower, you feel happy. It's like the relaxation to your mind and heart, okay. So it looks so beautiful. The same way, when you go to the park for a picnic or a walk, you must not pick flowers from the plants. If you want some flowers, ask the gardener. He will tell you which flowers are ready for picking. Be careful not to step on the flower beds, and remember not to take your pet animals to the park. So when you go to the park, we are having, some kids are having that habit of plucking the leaves or plucking the flowers and all. Should not do that. Are you doing in your garden the same thing? Are you going to pluck the flower? What your mother will say? She'll definitely scold you, right? The same way, when you go for a park, don't do all such naughtiness. Don't pluck the flowers. If you want that flowers, you like that flower so much, then ask the gardener to pick one flower and give it to you, because he knows which flower is ready to pick. If you pick a bird before it blooms, it is like a bad thing you do for that flower, right? So don't do that. He will tell you which flowers are ready for picking. And be careful, don't step on the flower beds, and don't take your pet animals, like especially dogs, to the park, because they do not know where to go, how to walk, where that is a flower, you should not walk on it at all. So that's why don't take your pet animals, especially dogs, to the park, okay? Here, this is the explanation of paragraph number 8. Paragraph number 9. You know that bees and butterflies help to carry the pollen of flowers from one place to another. Like most insects, they have an important function in nature. Therefore, do not catch butterflies or destroy the hives of bees. Okay, so you know that bees and butterflies, they sit on flowers and suck nectar. They collect nectar from the flowers, right? At the same time, they do one more important thing. What is that? When they suck the nectar, they also collect the pollen of the flowers, and when they go and sit on another flower, it will help that flower. It's like to grow or help that plant to grow more food. Okay, the seeds they grow, and after that we'll get what food we are getting. It's only because of the pollination done by these bees and butterflies. Okay, children, so they plays a very important part. Like most insects, they have an important function in nature. Therefore, do not catch butterflies or destroy the hives of bees. What we are doing, we are always destroying the hives of the bees to collect right? Okay. And butterflies also we are catching it for fun, especially kids. We should not do that. Bees and butterflies plays a very important role in nature. Here, paragraph number 10. Nature's beauty is for all of us to admire and enjoy. The moon, the stars, mountains and seas are a great source of beauty and inspiration to us. We must learn to appreciate this beauty and marvel at the wonderful handiwork of God here. Handiwork means work done skillfully. Who did this work skillfully? The God. Okay, so He created this beautiful earth. He had given us so many gifts, as I mentioned you earlier, and nature's beauty is for all of us to admire and enjoy. We should enjoy the nature. Okay, we should see the beauty of the nature. When we go for a picnic, we should enjoy the beautiful streams, the beauty of the mountains and the hills, everything we can see and enjoy. The moon, the stars, mountains and seas are a great source of beauty and inspiration to us. This nature itself is an inspiration for many number of poets for their poems. William Wordsworth or William Shakespeare, they go and sit in the midst of the nature and they write many number of beautiful poems, right? I already explained to you. Okay, so this is such an inspiration. Our nature is an inspiration to us. We should get inspiration from it. We should not destroy it. Okay, we must learn to appreciate this beauty and marvel at the wonderful handiwork of God. Marvel means here surprise. We should get surprised by seeing the most beautiful creation of God which He had made or created so skillfully, each and every creature on this earth, including us, as well as the most beautiful things that He had placed here, like mountains or the hills, the universe, the moon, stars. Go out at night and see the beauty of the sky, clear sky at night. If there is a full moon with plenty of stars, then the sky looks so beautiful. We should enjoy it, right? We should enjoy it. We should not destroy any of the trees, or we should not kill any of the animals, or should not catch the birds and keep it in the cage like this. Okay, we should not do all such things. We should give them their right of living. Okay, so the God has created the most beautiful nature. He had given us, gifted us so many things in it. We should enjoy it, we should admire it, we should use it, but not to destroy it, not to overuse it also. Okay, not to destroy it. So this lesson, the gifts of nature, tells us that whatever gifts we got from the God, we should preserve it. We should not destroy it, because those are the most precious gifts that we have got. We should use it, admire it, get inspiration from it, but not to destroy it. Especially trees and water. Those are air, water and trees especially, which are the most important part of our lives. We are totally dependent on them. All living organisms, all living beings, things, we are totally dependent on them, so we should not destroy it. And how much it is possible, we should plant more and more saplings, take care of it until it grow, and not to throw any of the waste things, especially plastics, anywhere you want. Being a responsible citizen of this country, you should be aware of the consequences of it. We have to face the result in future. So that's why we have to take care of it. Don't throw any of the waste items like bottles or the wrappers or whatever it is there. Don't throw to the our beautiful nature. So collect it and throw it to the dustbin. Dispose it in a proper way. Okay, so in this lesson I hope every one of us learned something why it is important to safeguard our nature, why it is important to enjoy the beauty of nature, along with that to save its beauty as well. So I hope everybody will understand and follow whatever I said in this lesson and whatever this lesson taught us, right? Okay, now let us just recall what we learned in today's class. What are the trees said to be? What are the trees said to be, children? I told you, trees are said to be green gold. Why it is said to be green gold? Because the trees are the most valuable things we can say. Okay. Who are the carriers of pollen? Who carries the pollen from one flower to another flower? Bees and butterflies they carry. What is the wonderful handiwork of God? This nature itself is the wonderful handiwork of God. What is the meaning of handiwork here? Work done skillfully. By whom? By the God. So there are many gifts the God has given us. Our earth itself is the most beautiful gift. After that He created us. After that He had given us so many beautiful gifts to live with them. So it is our responsibility now, our moral duty. I told you, what is our moral duty? To protect and safeguard this beautiful nature. So I repeat here, what are the trees said to be? Trees are said to be the green gold. Who are the carriers of pollen? Bees and butterflies. What is the wonderful handiwork of God? The nature is the wonderful handiwork of God. So I hope you understood this. Now what you have to do is you have to read this entire lesson with the proper pause and pronunciation. Thank you for watching.